didn't see you there, are you excited to be here as I am? Because I'm so excited for this tag. This is my first year doing the book freakout tag. I'm so excited to be doing it. It's gonna be so much fun. I have all my answers written down in front of me. I'm so stoked, y'all. If you're watching this, your tag, I am gonna make a list. Just do it, just have fun. You don't need to be tagged, do a tag. I'm a firm believer in that. Okay, let's just get it started. Okay, let's do it. So the first question on this tag is the best book of 2020. So the best book I read in 2020 so far was The Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. Listen. This book was so good. I thought about it for like 2 weeks after I read it. Kind of out of its mind, but it's totally fine. I loved it. It was one of those books that really stayed with me, and surprisingly, because I've been really struggling to read fantasy for a really long time, so this was the tea on top of the cake. Okay, super loved this book. I loved how well the characters were written. I loved how well the scene played out for us. It was just all around one of those fantasy books that I could definitely get into from the beginning. So literally my new favorite book. 100%, 5 stars, no questions asked. Number 2 was the best sequel you read in 2020. Alright, the best sequel I read in 2020 was The Tunnel of Bones by Victoria Schwab. I cannot remember who this was by for a hot minute. This series is about this girl whose parents are like ghost hunters, and they decide to go on this TV show they're offered, and they are kind of traveling to the most haunted destinations. But Cassidy, which is our main character, she can cross over to like the in-between, and yeah, it's great. This one, they are in Paris. She meets all these scary ghosts. It's definitely a middle grade novel, but it was so much fun. I listened to the audiobook of it on my way to and from work, and it was just so much fun. It was just the right amount of creepy. Definitely recommend. I really enjoyed it. Number 3 is a new release you haven't read but you want to. I actually don't even own it, so I can't even show you. So I'll put a little picture of it right there. It is This Coven Won't Break by Isabel Serpent. It is a sequel to These Witches Won't Burn. Don't Burn. I have the book right here. It is a sequel to this book, These Witches Don't Burn. I love that book. It is a lesbian witches who are trying to save their city, which is super cool. So it was definitely a very good book. I actually have it posted in my LGBTQ book recommendations, so you should go watch that video. But yeah, I want to read that book so bad. I think it's already out. I haven't ordered it, so I needed to get the ball on that. But it's like $35, and I just don't want to spend that much on a book. 4 is the most anticipated release, which I'm sure you guys already know with how much I talk about Twilight. Midnight Sun is coming in like 3 weeks, and I am so excited to get this book. That's all I'm saying. I don't even know what it's about. Just know it's about Twilight. I have not read the synopsis, okay? I'm just so excited to have another Twilight book. Twilight was life when I was in middle school. I made my mom go out and buy me Twilight and then pick me up from school so I could read it in 6th grade, and that started the love for reading, y'all, Twilight. So I'm overly excited for Midnight Sun. It might be ridiculous to some because it is, but I'm excited. Number 5 was the biggest disappointment, and mine is The Asylum by Madeline Roick. So I read this book a couple years ago and I enjoyed it. Should not have reread it. I didn't like it. I think I changed my rating to Goodreads to like a 2, which is bad. I didn't like the writing. First of all, let me tell you, we were supposed to be reading in the point of views of like 16-year-olds, and I felt like I was reading the point of view of like a 10-year-old, because this is like the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, when Sabrina's doing all those things she's not supposed to do, but like times 10, okay? Why are you going in that creepy office in an abandoned asylum? Why are you doing that? That's dumb. So I just wasn't a fan, okay? And the writing was very poor for me. I had trouble following the story a lot. It was just not a fun time for me. So yeah, this was just very disappointing. Number 6 was the biggest surprise of 2020, and mine was We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I finally got around to reading this book. It's been on my shelves for like a good year and a half now. This book's crazy. Like, I already put in the beginning that there were spoilers in this video. So in the end, they like find out everyone's dead. What? Hello? She was talking to these people. What happened? Were they in her mind? Were they ghosts? Did they pass on? I don't know. I need to know. I ordered the deluxe edition, and I hope I get to find out, because OMG. OMG, Lockhart. Does anybody else have any recommendations from books by her? Because, it was crazy, because all of a sudden she was like, they all died. That summer they all died. And I was like, who said? It was crazy. I I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. The only thing I don't like about it, I'm gonna be rude, it's kind of hard to follow at times. I had to reread a couple times. It might have just been because I get distracted with my cats running around. I don't know, but I did struggle occasionally with this book. But overall, I really did enjoy it. The writing was great. Very confusing sometimes, but I think that was just definitely part of the experience. So I did like that book a lot. 7, my new favorite author. Look who's making their way back around, the Sorcery of Thorns. Margaret Rogerson is definitely one of my new favorite authors. I just love her style of writing. She is very detail focused in a way, so she really likes to set the environment before she talks about what's happening with her characters. She makes sure we're able to really see what's going on. So when she talks about Nathaniel and Elizabeth getting attacked by these like hellhounds, she really makes sure she describes it in a way so we know what they look like, and they're terrifying. So I just love her style of writing. I also read, is it close to me? If it's close to me, I will pull it out. I thought it was brown. Maybe it's black. Hold on, we're gonna find it now. We're determined. Really? Where's it at? I also read an Enchantment of Ravens by her. This was great too. At times, kind of hard to understand, but that's okay. Probably just because I kind of struggle with high fantasy, and this was a very, well, it's not high fantasy. I would say this is like medium fantasy because we are still set in the real world, but our world is like fantasy. How do I describe this? So we're already in spoilers. So her town is like charmed, okay? So like it's always summer, and these, what are they called? Oh my gosh, the fair folk, that's what they're called. They're like ghouls that like look perfect. I don't know, it's crazy, but I just love the realism, magical realism in this book. Like the way the gardens are so beautiful, and just the warlocks and their powers. And I love these books. They are definitely my favorite author, okay? I need more books by her. I just love her style of writing. We're having a great time with her. She's fantastic. Number 8 is my newest fictional crush. Listen, coming back around with this book, y'all. Nathaniel Thorne, my heart, okay? First of all, I just pictured him as a cute, shaggy-haired, silver highlight, young adult. Oh, he was tasty in my mind, okay? I thought about this man. I thought about him crying on the floor when the demon left. I thought about him broken, okay? And then I was like, oh no, Nathaniel, let me help you, honey. Tell me you've never had a crush on a fictional character. Like, if you say you did it, you're a liar. Let me just post a fan art right here that I love, because I'm gonna get it printed out and put it on my wall. One of the book boxes did a Sorcery of Thorns book box before I was subscribed to them, and they had a fan art of the Sorcery of Thorns with Nathaniel and Silas and Elizabeth on it, and I need it, okay? I think it was Fairy Loot. Fairy Loot, if you have an extra copy, I need it, okay? I need it. And another book that had my favorite character, I need to stop talking about A Sorcery of Thorns, was Only Mostly Devastated by Sophie Gonzalez. This is a gay romance story. I really enjoyed this book because of Ollie. He's very, very comfortable in who he is, very comfortable with his sexuality, and that's kind of one of the things that made him a very favorite character for me. It has how bold he is, and he's just, listen, I am who I am. Take it or leave it. I'm not embarrassed to be with you. Don't be embarrassed to be with me. Will, stop being a jerk. Ooh, okay, who do you think you are? My phone just reminded me of my dog's vet appointment. I'm gonna finish this video first though. Yeah, so, and Will is one of my favorite characters too. He was very in the closet at first, very ashamed of being gay, and slowly Ollie was kind of like, listen, just come out. People don't like you, people don't like you. And it's funny because everybody was totally okay with it. There was nobody that was against it. His dad just already knew. Yes, just yes. My favorite characters, Ollie and Will, together forever, okay? 10 is a book that made me cry. I don't have it because I listened to an audiobook of it and I haven't bought it yet, but it is Prisoner B3087. I forgot who the author is, but I'll post a picture of it right here. It is about a boy, and it's kind of his life story through him living in Czechoslovakia Czechoslovakia. I think they live in the Czech Republic. They are living this really great life, him and his family, and the book starts with them saying the Nazis are going to take over, the Nazis are going to take us, the Nazis don't like us. And as the story goes forward, we see him living in the ghetto of the Czech, and then we see him being forced into work labor and then forced into concentration camps, and then his story through 7 different concentration camps before the last concentration camp was eliminated by the American army. And I cried. It was so heartbreaking, so emotional. I am a big fan of Holocaust books because their stories need to be told and someone needs to read them, and that someone will be me, because they're such important stories. I'm a really firm believer in we have to acknowledge history in order for it not to happen again. So that's what I read, and it made me cry several times because I just cannot believe the inhuman things they did to these people. I can't believe it. I know it happened. I know it's in history, but I just have a hard time believing people like that could have existed. Moving forward. 11 is a book that made me happy. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuitton. So a lot of booktubers hated this book, and I was pretty upset about it. I don't know why. This book is about the first son of the United States and the Prince of England getting a little love triangle, okay? And I love this book because the first son is like, I cannot come out as gay. I cannot ever let everyone know I'm gay because, and then the Prince of England is like, hey, I can't come out as gay because I will be disowned by the monarchy, okay? And then he's like, you know what? Let's do our thing. So he comes out, and then the news kind of gets a hold of them being gay together, and it's really just like a push and pull between the two of them. And I really enjoyed this book. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It was a very good read. Very good. Enjoyed it. 12 is the most beautiful book I've gotten throughout the year so far. Is Girl, Serpent, Thorne by, who's it by? Melissa, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna butcher your name. The cover is pink. This is the Fairy Loot edition, and the normal covers, I want to say, is like this gray-ish color. But the real reason why I think this is the most beautiful book is because of the beautiful art that's on the inside. So that's why I chose that one, because Fairy Loot has been doing these absolutely gorgeous drawings inside of their dust covers, and I am a fan. And the sprayed edges are this really beautiful like dark green. I'm a fan, 100%. I love it. Number 13 is books you need to read through the current year. So I literally have a list of like 100 books I want to read before the end of the year. So I just picked 3. So number 1 is the Honey Don't List by Christina Lauren. I want to read, I love adult romance. Adult romance is one of those books that I can just have a great time with. So the Honey Don't List, this book is about a couple who is like a HGTV couple, okay? They fix up houses, they have a TV show, and from what I understand, this book follows the assistant's love story and their love story, and I guess they're like getting a divorce or something. I don't really know. I just kind of read a couple reviews on it, so I'm excited to just try it. It's not too long, so I'm sure I'll be able to finish it in a short amount of time. A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmer. I think this is something about a fairyland and creatures, and I don't really know. This is how I read books. I pick it up and say, this is a great cover, and then I read it. So so I guess she's like pulled into a magical kingdom, and I don't know, about a prince she has to save. It just sounds like a fun time, and I need to read it. So, and then finally, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I actually have Crescent City that I haven't read. Someone made me read it. So yeah, this book, excited for it. So yeah, got that one as well. I need to read. I've heard really fantastic things about this book. Like I said, I've been trying to get into more fantasy books. I'm not a big fantasy person, so that's why a lot of my books are fantasy, because I'm like slowly trying to force myself to like fantasy books. And finally, number 14, your favorite member of the book community. So here's the thing, I don't have very many friends. I'm like, well, so if you want to be my friend, hey, let's be friends, shoot me a message. But my favorite booktubers so far are Olivia Reads a Latte. She is just so funny, and we're both in school. Well, she's done with school, but we are both in school to be English teachers, so that's fun. Second is Boston Reads Books. I think she's so fun. She's just all around, she seems like a fun person, so she's just fun to watch. And then Haley Bookland is just fun to watch. I hope she's doing okay. So I hope you're okay, girl. Feeling better, because I understand. Yeah, the book freakout tag, I finally did it. That's so exciting. I've been trying to film this video for like a month. So book freakout tag, we did it, guys. Heck yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like it and comment. Let's be friends. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.